Welcome everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss about the foundation of AI. So what do we mean by foundation of AI? Foundation means the subjects on which you should have knowledge in order to understand AI properly. That is the building blocks of AI. So as we know, AI is a multidisciplinary subject. So there are many subjects on which the knowledge should be there in order to understand AI properly. So first subject is mathematics. As many computations is involved, so mathematics is an important building block. So here we can ask questions like what can be compared, what are the formal rules to draw valid conclusions. So maths, these are like here I have named just two of the questions like that. Many more questions may be in mind about which knowledge should be present in order to understand AI properly. Now, second subject is philosophy. I have already told artificial intelligence is a philosophical, like philosophy is involved here. So, some of the questions which we can ask are like, can formal rules be used to draw valid conclusions? Like, can. The word is can. So, we don't know whether it can or cannot be, but we want to know the answer. Then, second one is, where does knowledge come from? Then how does knowledge lead to action? So these are some of the questions. Now based on different philosophers, the answers will be different. So based on different answers, like different theory can be made up. So the next building block is neuroscience. We all know that like in for AI, the main purpose of AI is to create machines that can act like human or think like human. Okay, so for that, understanding neuroscience is very important. We need to know how do brains process information, like how the nervous system works. So if we have clear idea on these topics, then we will be able to understand AI more properly. Now next subject is economics. Now the main idea of a AI machine is to make a like to deliver output so as to get maximum profit or maximum performance should be achieved. So questions from economics can be, how should we make decisions so as to maximize the profit, and how should we do this when others may not go along? Others means, suppose while trying to achieve a target, you may face many difficulties, right? So when we face difficulties, how should we proceed so that we can obtain maximize profit? So what is the strategy that you will be using? So all these will questions will come under economics. Next building block is computer engineering. So here we want to know how can we build an efficient language that will perform its best. And this is the most important building block of AI, computer engineering. This is referred to as the major driving force for AI. The next one is psychology. Psychology, because we are trying to create AI systems which act or think like humans. So it is very important to know how do humans and animals think and act. So this question comes under psychology. Next building block is linguistics. So when we think something, so we think in some sort of language, right? It may be Hindi, English, French, German, anything, but we think in some kind of language. So how does this language relate to our thought? So this is a very interesting question that belongs to linguistics. Then come to control theory and cybernetics. So how can artifacts operate under their own control? And artifacts and objects made by human being typically uh, belong to some cultural or historical interest. So what type of artifacts and objects belongs to this sort of interest? So these are the some of the questions that can be um, understood in this particular area. So these are the building blocks of or foundations of AI.